Welcome back. You're listening to Houston Real Estate Radio, and this weekend we are out at the 4th annual Lake Houston Area Home and Garden Show out at the Humble Civic Center. Lots of people coming by to see what the new innovative products are for homes and what they can get for the value as far as, should I put in a landscape, should I put in a pool, should I remodel my kitchen. Lots of things, lots of ideas on things you can do for your home. And if you need help making that decision, we have our realtors here from Register Real Estate Advisors, and you can calculate your current home value, because over the last year home values have gone up around 10% in the Houston market. So you can calculate your home value and kind of see where you are in relation to should you do that remodel or not. So always talk to a realtor before you get ready to sell, and make sure that value is going to be there for you. I'm Shannon Register, and we are so excited to be out here at this 4th annual home show. Just so many great products, and that's one of the reasons we go on location, just to always find out and see what is going on in the area. And out here in the Lake Houston area, we have Nasir Malik, who is running for the Justice of the Peace. He is going to be talking with us. He's running for Precinct 4, Place 2. So welcome to the show, Nasir.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So this is part of the area of town that you're running in.
This is where my heart is.
Yeah? Tell me about your district, the area that you're running for.
Well, it's a precinct 4. It's a pretty large area.
It's very spread out.
It's very spread out. It starts from Jersey Village over by 290 and Beltway 8, and then goes northwest all the way up to Harris County property line. 290 is the cutoff on the west side. And then you come east all the way to Lake Houston. So it's Cypress, Klein, Tomball, Spring, Humble, Kingwood area, and pretty much everything north of Beltway 8 is part of my district. Yeah.
Okay. And, the voters have a choice. They need to definitely go out and march to the primary. We've talked about before how important that is, that they go to the primary and vote. It's more important than the next vote in November.
Absolutely.
It's the primaries are just so important. Tell us how you're different from the competition, because you do have some competition that you're racing against, and tell us kind of what a vote for you is. What are people voting for when they vote for you?
Absolutely. Shannon, I was talking with Greg Abbott, our new governor, last week in a meeting, and I always tell people one thing, that there are two kind of people run for every office. When they run for election, they're looking for a better job, they're looking for more power, they're looking for higher status. This is not a job for me. This is my passion, and I am the only candidate who was involved in this area 4 years ago. I heard the truancy issues. I saw 10, 12 years old kids were sent to a jail for small mistakes. And I think when you tag a kid, when you send them to jail, that kid has pretty much no future left with him. So my passion for this community, I have always friends say, Nasir, you all need to move here. And I tell them, yes, I live in Spring, but my heart is always in Humble and Kingwood. And so I am the only candidate, Shannon, who saw the issues in this community. I know we have 4 other opponents in this race beside me. 3 of them are lawyers, and 1 is an ex-cop. And I am a businessman. I know the need of the business people, and I know as a businessman, as a father, as a parent, that what we need to do to help our children. And I believe in a creative sentences, and I want our kids to be involved in a community, and I wanted to help them become a better citizen, not just write them off as an expense.
Right. And creative sentencing has done a lot for a lot of the politicians, or a lot of the judges in
Absolutely.
Texas. Creative sentencing has made a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives.
Absolutely.
You hear stories about them later on, and that it helped them to become better people. So I definitely think that's good. Let's talk about the actual courtroom and some of the things that go on in there, and how you're going to be different, or in some ways maybe similar to the incumbent that's in there now. Is there anything that can be done to shorten the eviction process? I work in the housing market, and that's something that during the recession we saw a lot of evictions, a lot of people getting foreclosed on, needing to get those tenants out, or they had to get out of the home. Is there anything that you can think of that can be done to shorten that eviction process?
I don't know we can shorten that, because those rules are set by Austin.
Okay.
But we can definitely make it easier. What we are planning on doing it, making this court as paperless. We are going to start using electronic filing and all that. That is going to expedite some of the work.
Okay.
And I believe once more and more courts will obtain this kind of services, where we go and do a paperless filing, electronic filing, and all that, where people will get their notices instead of waiting for a week, within a day or so, then they may shorten that time, because those limits are not set by us. Those are set by our legislators in Austin.
One of the things that will be coming through your courtroom if you get elected is bad checks.
And we will.
Bad checks.
Absolutely.
Is there anything that can be done about people who write hot checks around town?
We can pray for them. Well, the people, you'll be surprised to know when during my visit to the place too, they used to have, I got to know that they used to have average 1,000 to 1,200 cases per month.
That's a lot.
Right, but in last 8 to 12 years, that has dropped down to almost 200 hot checks per month.
That's good.
So because of the lack of efficiency in some part in this place too, people have started taking their cases to other courts.
Okay.
And so we need to. JP1 is doing 105,000 cases. JP2 is doing less than 45,000 cases. So we need to balance that out. So that's only fair not only to JP1, but also that people living in this part of the town, they know that they don't have to drive another 25 miles to do their business.
Because it is such a spread out district.
Absolutely.
What about in the courtroom? People have the choice of going in front of a jury or just a judge. What do you recommend? Do you see any pros and cons either way?
Well, it's a people's choice. That's what we call it's a people's court. Mm-hmm. If they want expedited, they may want to go and just talk to the judge. And if they want to, jury, normally takes a little longer time.
Okay.
So it's up to people. There are pros and cons on either way.
Okay.
Some people may feel like going through juries, they have multiple options and they get fair judgment. But I want to make sure that I have said in my last interview with you that in last few weeks I have been interviewed by so many minority groups. And I wanted to rest assured that my commitment to all my listeners that everyone will be treated with the respect and dignity, and they will have a fair trial in my court regardless of their ethnic background or whatever faith they belongs to.
All right, that sounds good. Nasir Malik, he is running for Precinct 4, Place 2, and we are at the Lake Houston Home Show this weekend, and this is one of the areas that you're running
Absolutely.
in. So thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate it. If you're out here at the show, feel free to stop by the booth and calculate your home value. Our realtors out here and can help you do that. And if you've got a real estate question, call us at 281-882-8088 and give us your website real quick.
Malikforjp.com.
All right, we'll be right back here on Houston Real Estate Radio.